DeMarcus Cousins, we're here. You're officially a member of the Golden State Warriors, and we're actually here in Steve Kerr's office. Has it hit you yet, like just what you've been through and being here right now?
I don't think it'll really hit me until I like actually suit up and the balls come out. So I mean it's still kind of a new situation for me. It's still kind of hard to believe, but eventually I think that time will hit.
You had an interesting summer.
To say the least.
There wasn't a lot of offers out there. You're coming off of the Achilles injury, and we kind of know. You've spoken about it a couple of times about there just not being any offers. Was that something you knew about going into free agency? Did you expect it to be that way?
I kind of did. I could just see how things were kind of playing out, and I could see like it was going to be a rough situation for me to go this drastic. No, but I knew it would be a tricky situation for me. But especially to get what I was looking for out of free agency. So what happened. It is what it is, and I'm gonna take advantage of this situation and just keep moving forward.
How much do you think was that lack of interest initially? How much do you think that had to do with your Achilles injury, or just the perception that people have about you?
It could have been a combination of a lot of things. On the forefront, though, I believe it was the injury, which is the main culprit of this whole thing. But and then just how the market went. The market, it was unpredictable this summer. It didn't really go the way a lot of guys thought it would. So it is what it is.
It seemed like LeBron James had the summer for a day. Everybody was talking about LeBron signing with the Lakers. This hoopla, and it went by like that real quick. Day 2, you signed. You agreed with the Warriors, and the NBA community went crazy. What was that experience like, just watching how social media played out, what people were talking about once they heard you went to the Warriors?
I didn't really care. Honestly, I don't really care.
It didn't trip you out at all just to see?
It trips me out to just see, like, it's crazy, like, how angry people
Hey, not just fans, though. Not just fans. Players, too.
Not necessarily the players.
Tweets.
It's tweets, but it's nothing really just over the top. At least not brought to my knowledge, but it's just kind of funny because before the whole thing started, I was kind of just, wasted. I was damaged goods, not a winner. Just everything negative. As soon as it happens, it's like, well, he's too damn good to be, So it's just kind of funny how the narrative switches right away when, things don't go the way they expect it to.
I know there were players, as soon as you made your agreement, I know there were players that were reaching out to you, probably trying to convince you. I know C.J. McCollum, my guy in Portland, I know he called.
Shout out to my dog C.J., man.
But you don't have to give details about who called, but what was that like when players were calling you, trying to get you, it's only agreement, DeAndre Jordan, what he did a couple years ago. What was your thoughts on that?
It's funny, of course, but me and CJ had that type of relationship. We rap about all type of stuff, and in a way he was congratulating me, but at the same time he was dead serious. But at the end of the day, I think he understood my situation and just kind of where the mindset was with the whole decision and whatnot. So that's my dog. For sure.
What's the biggest thing that bothers you about how people perceive you to be?
I'm just to the point now where it really doesn't. I've become numb to it. Like, if you live, I put it like this: if you live your life to satisfy every person that critiques you, like, you'll drive yourself crazy. Like, you will never satisfy everybody and what they feel you should do, especially being in this position. You'll never satisfy. It'll be somebody that disagrees with what's going on. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care because anything and everything that's being said and going on is harmless. Like, I walk around with my head high and I walk around comfortable. I'm good. What they gonna do?
No doubt. I remember, I wouldn't call it an incident, but I remember a couple years back in Portland when you were playing for SAC, and you probably forgot about this, but I remember a technical was called on you. Mm-hmm. And at the time, it was a mistake. The PA announcer made a mistake. Said, Texas on DeMarcus Cousins. And I remember you went over there and you said something to him. And I'm in the distance watching. And I tweeted out, DeMarcus is, I said something about aggressively going over there, approaching the PA announcer. Bad phrasing the words on my part. But the PA announcer said, my bad, it was Matt Barnes. Technical Matt Barnes. And I remember, I didn't have a relationship with you at the time. And I remember going into the locker room, you finished your scrum media interview. You finished it, and he was like, hey, bro, come here, have a seat. So at this point, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I have no clue. He's like, have a seat. You have a seat. He's like, dude, why did you tweet out, something along those lines? And you explained to me just about the wording and, what the perception is of people. And I apologize then, I apologize now. Like, that was a bad phrase of wording because obviously during a game, a heated game, somebody, want to call a tech on you, and I understand that that wasn't the case. It was supposed to be on Matt Barnes, so I understood that. But is that something you're constantly fighting when, you see about the narrative or people want to say you're a bad teammate? I see you addressed that earlier. Like, how?
It's not really me fighting him. I mean, because, every day I wake up and I'm comfortable in my skin. Like, I'm going to be myself regardless. Like I said earlier, I don't live for another man's opinion or another man's critique. Like, if it's positive and I feel it'll help and benefit me, and knowing the situation I'm in, you're close to the situation, yes, I take that in, I let it register, I build from it. But like Joe from Nebraska, I don't care. Like, your words mean nothing to me, and that's how I live. Like, I can't live for the next man's opinion. That's just not me. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in my skin.
You have the Warriors are known for being like really media friendly. The players and the media core around here, pretty much have good relationships. And I think outwardly people would think that you despise the media. How do you think this connection, you with the Golden State and how they operate, how do you think you're going to be able to blend in with everything?
Man, like I said, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to be myself. You either appreciate it or you don't. So, I think this is a chance for both sides, You guys have really get a chance to get to know me. Most of you haven't really been around me. You just kind of here, and then you'll have, a short stint of, communication, whatever the case may be. But I think it's just it's a chance for both sides to just kind of understand each other better. But I'll probably still tell you no to
And I expect that. General Manager Bob Myers said he told you that you deserve to play in the playoffs. You deserve to shine. And it seemed like when you went down with your injury, New Orleans, first of all, I think people forget that New Orleans was kind of playing well leading up to that point before you
I don't even know how many. We were on a win streak.
Yeah. How did that affect you as far as, 'cause I know you get motivated by slights and things of that nature. How did that affect you when people were saying, well, they're better without DeMarcus over there?
I didn't really care because I knew how invested I was with the team. I knew how much I wanted the team to continue to be successful. Myself and Nico Miritich, we share the same age. Yeah. We were pushing for that. I wanted it to continue to be a great situation. And in that instance, I was using this time. The team can keep building. I prepare for next year, whatever the case may be. But, things I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to make a positive out of every situation. And I'm going to just keep moving forward. That's all I can do. I control what I can control.
And moving up to now, Draymond is one of the, I guess you want to say, best recruiters out there, known for being a guy who has relationship with a lot of players, a lot of marquee players like yourself. Was there anything about his pitch in particular that caught your attention?
Man, Draymond probably had the worst pitch. Man.
What was that?
Like, cuz I'm pretty sure me and you gonna fight. I'm like, Draymond, like, whoa. But nah, Draymond, that's my guy. Like, you know, I respect him as a player. I respect him as a competitor. He's, you know, one of the top in his business. And just his approach to every game, like, I want that guy on my team every day. So, you know, we talked, we kind of communicated about what we both wanted, which was winning games. You know, he openly said, I know I won't get as many touches, and I don't I don't care. And, you know, the same thing for me. It's about winning the game. And, you know, I think me and Draymond have meshed well. I think we have, you know, a lot of similarities. And, you know, the same way he's appreciated, I think, and hopefully I can receive the same thing.
And the buzz is definitely buzz around the Bay Area about your, about you coming here. You said there's no timetable. You changed it. You said there's no timetable. But when would you like to come back? What is
I like? I would like to be ready for training camp. I'd like to be ready yesterday.
Yeah. Is there a time where you know, during the point in the season you say, man, you know, I'd like to mark that date. That would be a good time frame.
I want to be ready to go beginning of the season. Like, I missed the game. Like, this is what I do. This is what I dreamed of as a kid. So to just be able to have to be away from the game, it's hard enough. So I'm just ready to be back on the floor.
And for a lot of various reasons, you can probably say this season is probably a defining move in your career as far as going into a team who's destined, I guess, to go to the finals again. And would you look at this like this is a resurrecting moment for you in your career to try to not prove people wrong? People know you can play, but just show that you can not only play on this team at this level, but blend in and have a positive contribution to show everybody else that whatever you thought, this is what it is.
I'm here to play basketball. I'm here to play at the highest level. I'm here to win games. Everything else will take care of itself. That's not my concern.
What would you ultimately like to accomplish in your season here with Golden State?
You know, to get back 100% healthy. And, you know, I look forward to playing late in the season.
My last question, DeMarcus, when you think about your tenure as a professional player in the NBA, highs, lows, whatever, what are you most proud of?
I think it would just be my no-quit attitude. I've hit a lot of hurdles just early in my career, and you know, I think a lot of people would have clocked out early. I'm too stubborn. I have a prove-it attitude. I think I appreciate my story at the end a lot more than a lot of guys will, just because of what I've been through, what I've had to experience throughout this, you know, this whole business. Just the last 2 years of my life have probably been two of the hardest, ever. And, you know, I'm still pushing forward. I don't think there's any wall that'll stop me.
Can you expand on that a little bit about why these last 2 years? Obviously, we know kind of transactions.
I mean, it's, you know, sometimes you feel like you're at the bottom, you know? And it's easy to just kind of throw the towel in, you know, or run away from the problem or whatever the case may be. But that's not the case with me. I'm a face it head on. And like I said, there's no wall that'll stop me.